Isn't it good to be corrupted by Nurgle? And the answer is yes.
Yeah, short answer is definitely yes, 1,000%, because when you're corrupted by Nurgle, your body is covered with diseases and all your ailments are still going to be there, but you'll feel bliss instead of pain.
So for example, like I'm sick right now, but if this sickness was just going to stay forever and I was going to learn how to be a mouth breather, because that's how I have to kind of exist.
But you now feel pleasure at all times, whereas even when you were healthy, you might not be in this ecstatic, like ecstasy type of emotion.
Yeah.
What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1.
And once again, we're answering your questions in another episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. As you can tell, I'm sick as fuck. And that is because it is November or Nurgle-vember. What do we call it?
Nurgle November, just for the simplified version of it. A whole month dedicated to Grandpappy Nurgle and all of his diseases. And you got what? Bubonic plague?
I have something the doctor didn't want to say. So this entire month we're going to be doing lore videos focused on Nurgle. We're going to be doing hobby videos focused on Nurgle and questions answered for Nurgle's thing. So if you guys have anything for us, just comment down in the comment section below. But let's get into the good questions. And this question comes from Durgoth. He asks, you know, you guys always talk about how horrible it would be to be corrupted by a chaos god. But in my opinion, isn't it supposed to be the best thing ever? Isn't the whole point to like get corrupted by Nurgle is to get sick, but then love being sick? So in other words, isn't it good to be corrupted by Nurgle? And the answer is yes.
Yeah, short answer is definitely yes, 1,000%, because when you're corrupted by Nurgle, your body is covered with diseases, your eyes are drooping, your mouth is getting basically eaten apart from the inside out. And if you're not already dedicated to Nurgle, yes, this is horrible. But you're going to pledge yourself to him, and all your ailments are still going to be there, but you'll feel bliss instead of pain. And you'll want to be so happy, you want to spread it to everybody else. So definitely Nurgle is one where you're not in constant agony anymore. He's actually uplifting you from your disease and decay.
And I guess I don't want to get super philosophical on this because like the concept is like, would you feel better knowing that you felt like knowing that you were healthy before? So in other words, so for example, like I'm sick right now, but if this sickness was just going to stay forever and I was going to learn how to be a mouth breather, because that's how I have to kind of exist, would I like just like if there was no pain and there was no like, would the thought of me not having to breathe through my mouth make this not worth it? And I think that the answer is still kind of like I think because you get infected by Nurgle, you always know what it was like not to be infected by Nurgle, and you're going to miss that.
But you now feel pleasure at all times, whereas even when you were healthy, you might not be in this ecstatic, like ecstasy type of emotion.
Well, I don't even think it's necessarily you feel pleasure. I think that you feel the glory of, like, have you ever had your nipples chafe?
Always. Is this Nurgle or Slanesh?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to get at. That like the pain itself, it's still pain. You still hurt,
right?
But because you know that you're doing it because like you've been running a while, and it's like that kind of I don't know, like glory. Not glory. What am I trying to say? The pain that you feel means something,
right?
So therefore, it's not as painful, but there is no pleasure in it still. So Nurgle itself, like you being sick, doesn't necessarily give you pleasure. It just doesn't give you the pain
anymore.
And it gives you the acknowledgement of like, well, you're doing this for good. Kind of like what we were talking about with like ignorance. Like the most dangerous person isn't a stupid person. It's a stupid person with confidence. And I feel like Nurgle, if you're infected by Nurgle, you become that. Like people are like, dude, Like, you're sick.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, I'm not.
Yeah. So,
I mean, that's a good example of the beasts of Nurgle, where they're these massive slug-like puppies that are so excited to see you. All they want to do is play with you, but they're so big and infested that they're going to kill you. They don't know their own strength. If they scratch you, you'll get the diseases, and eventually you'll succumb to this. But in their eyes, they're not doing anything wrong.
yeah, they're happy.
Yeah, it's like the whole ignorance is bliss type thing.
So, like, in a way, like, they're delusional. Like, do you not see that you're killing the friends that you're licking?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't lick my friends no more.
But at the same time, it's like, well, they also I want them to feel what I feel.
So there's the infection kind of thing.
Like, oh, let's bring everybody into this death march of Nurgle.
Oh, and then another thing, out of the 4 Chaos Gods, I feel that Nurgle is the best one.
Yeah, definitely. Because when you think about Khorne, it's just like war, bloodshed. Zeech, it's all about like plans and backstabbing. Slaanesh, pleasure, perfection. But at the same time, it's like that may not be your end goal.
And I feel like with Slaanesh, there's this sense of like the father figure, the parental figure that always wants to push you to be better, and that gives you like a lot of pressure, which is something that a lot of the Noise Marines feel. So that's another thing too.
Yeah, the whole like I'll never be good enough, and like you just keep trying and striving, but at the end, you know, like perfection is there, but will I ever achieve it?
Yeah, and that's why you look at Grandfather Nurgle, and he's just like, no, you're just gonna be sick. It's the easy thing to do. So yeah,
so easy. That's how they got Mortarion.
Yeah, but then also like if you're a Primarch, you wouldn't want to be a Nurgle worshipping Primarch. Mortarion hates himself.
Yeah, he hates what he's become. And the crazy thing about this is that you would think like, oh, Nurgle is just like diseases. Can't you just like take medicine or like burn away the sickness? Nah, these diseases are like so strong they're able to kill Primarchs.
And that's actually goes into the next question by Nova Glow. He says, can you fight Nurgle with sanitizer?
Honestly, the only sanitizer that you could fight Nurgle with is with psychic powers or the Emperor's Might.
Yeah, unless you do what the orcs do, and that's like if there is a green skin that gets infected by Nurgle, you're just outright killed.
That's the medicine, death.
Yeah, death, like extreme death.
Yeah.
And if that keeps spreading, then they just keep killing.
There was a story where Khaldor Drago from the Grey Knights was in Nurgle's gardens in the warp, his territory, and he literally burned the entire area with his warp flame. But none of that matters, because since it's Nurgle's territory and he's so strong, it just regrows.
Yeah.
So even if you're fighting warp fire against chaos, like it doesn't necessarily mean that's going to do anything.
Correct, yeah.
And then if we go into the novel Godblight, where Guilliman was fighting Mortarion, Guilliman died.
Yeah.
The powers of Nurgle infested him to the point where his super tough Primarch body that can withstand 1,000 times what a normal human body can was not strong enough to withstand these toxins from Nurgle. And it literally took the Emperor possessing Guilliman to bring him back up.
Yeah.
So it's not like Guilliman was dying. No, Guilliman was dead. And the Emperor resurrected him.
So they're tough.
Oh, yeah.
These diseases and these pathogens are like the worst of the worst. I think there's a list, right, of Nurgle's poxes and stuff like
there's everything pretty much that happens here, like the Black Plague, typhus, malaria, all this stuff can be given back to the origins of Nurgle.
Yeah. And then to go back to the original question when you said, like, can sanitizer kill Nurgle? Like, also, like, what you could mean is, like, could cleaning be the antithesis of what worshipping Nurgle would be, of just, like, pestilence and that kind of stuff? And I don't think that that's true, because, in a way, cleaning doesn't get rid of the entropy that exists. Like, the item that you're cleaning or the body that you're healing is not going back to what it was,
right?
Which is something that's like interesting. That like when you think about getting sick, you can get better, but you won't ever go back to what you were before, which is still entropy because your body's changing.
Yeah.
And I think so. Sanitizing something, you're still in a way feeding Nurgle because that thing still got dirty. Cleaning it, it's going to get dirty again, so it just keeps feeding it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that a lot of people forget that is also part of Nurgle's like control. Time. Rust. You know, it just takes time to rust away metal. It takes time to atrophy. You could be the healthiest person, but you know there's no escape from time withering your body down to nothing, grinding you slowly with just age until you're just dust. And that's one of the things that Nurgle really like doesn't put up like up front, but it's that whole concept of like it's gonna happen. It's inevitable. Every living thing gets sick. Every little living thing dies. So why not make the best of it and feel good while spreading the love?
Yeah, and then just ride the wave of entropy forever.
Mm-hmm. And one of the best proponents of that is the Emperor. He is in this state of entropy where he's half dead, staying alive by the machines, but also dying slowly and slowly. So eventually the Emperor will die.
Yeah, well, does that mean then the antithesis of Nurgle's entropy is what Gilliman has with his stasis, or what he had with the stasis thing?
Yeah.
Like just a frozen time?
Yeah, because a lot of armies in 40K do that, the whole stasis chambers with like the Tau, since their lives are only like 40 years old. It's like, well, how has Shadow Sun been fighting all these wars throughout like thousands of years? They go to stasis. Gilliman had his throat slit with a poison blade by Fulgrim towards the end of the 30K era. Why didn't he die? That's because he was put in stasis.
So that's how you defeat Nurgle. You just freeze time and you go into the hyperbolic time chamber, like Goku, and train to be the best. But you always have to just be training. Well, no, because then that's... I don't know. Now I'm lost.
We're going into a big time loop here.
Yeah. Good question. Next one comes from DrewB821. The real question is, who has the best kush? Nurgle has to have good stuff in his garden. Slaanesh? Probably, too. I think, like, any type of drugs and the process of addiction would fall under Nurgle.
I agree with that sentiment, because it's the whole, like, I need it to keep going. If I don't have this, I'm going to wither away.
Yeah. And then the pleasure is just, like, minute. Or, like, if you put the trajectory of getting high on, like, a timeline, or if you look at it from, like, a timeline, the actual you being high portion is pretty small. I mean, unless it's really good stuff. Because one time I was high for a week. That felt terrible. But that's the point, right? Like, it feels terrible. Like, the actual happiness that you feel, the sensation of, like, pleasure that Slaanesh would feed on is tiny in comparison to the change that's happening that's probably feeding Nurgle more so. So I would say Nurgle has better kush than Slaanesh.
Yeah, because with Slaanesh, it's like you're trying to ride this high, but it's the whole, like, peaks and valleys thing, where, like, the high has to be a peak so that it feels good, and then when you come back down, it's like, well, I want to feel like that again. Because if you feel like that and then you plateau, then it's like, well, am I ever going to get that peak again? And it's the whole, like, what would pleasure be without pain? And it's like, you got to find that balance and all that.
Yeah, and I think this entire episode is just us coming to the conclusion that there's nothing that a human can feel that does not feed multiple gods, right?
That's true, yeah.
Because, like Slaanesh and Nurgle will both be getting fed. And then just the anger of coming down and trying to go back up. Corn.
Yeah.
And
all these, like, tricks and thieving activities of how you can best somebody so you can be able to, like, get their coins so you can get that, chase that high again.
Or just how to, like how to manipulate so you can get a higher high. Mm-hmm. That whole brain power is Tzeentch. Kind of. Maybe. Good question.
Our missing is just Vashtor.
Yeah.
But he's a demigod, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah. Next question.
I got one by Yarshman Speaks. Was Yarick really that badass, or did the wall energy make him that badass? Killing the orc general was badass, sure, but after that, was it wall or was it skill?
Ooh, I like that question. I don't think that it was necessarily WOG energy. I do think that just Commissar Yarrick was a badass because he killed the Knob and took his power armor way before the orcs even knew who he was.
Right.
They just saw him and they were like, who the fuck is this guy? And then once he got notoriety, it was during the third war in Armageddon.
I believe so.
That's when things started to be like, okay, so now we know who this Umi is.
To the point where he got Gaskell's attention.
Yeah, and they didn't kill him.
Right. Gaskell let him free time and time again, even though he was getting caught or getting bested. But he knew that, like, Gaskell wanted that type of fight to keep going, so that's why he would let him go.
Yeah. So, definitely, he was a badass.
Yeah. Wall energy, maybe it did help him here and there, but at the same time, it was like 98% Yarrick.
Unless we get a new Yarrick motto and it turns out to be like the Diggers.
Yeah. I wouldn't like that. I mean, he's dead now, supposedly, so.
Yeah. Well, those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. Remember, we're celebrating Nurgle this month, so ask away in the comment section.
That's right. Keep asking those questions, and we'll keep you giving you answers. This has been The Sound Alchemist.
Gershwin.
And we are out. Peace.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.